All right, let me get everything situated here. I think we are live. Angle the camera down for a second. All right, sorry. All right, now we're live. All right, got the SAB Mini Comet here. Start waiting for you guys to come into here. Gonna get this thing all wired up. Built it for a customer. Working on a couple other things. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. Let's get the canopy off of this thing. Set it aside. Gonna put the Icon 2 Mini in this thing. Get it all wired up. Stock SAB Comet Mini Comet build. So wait for some of you guys to get into here. Let me get the live chat pulled up on my phone or on my tablet because I'm on my phone now. So if you can hear me, let me know. Let me see how I even see my channel. Okay, live. There we go. All right, I can hear myself, so hopefully you guys can hear me. What are you guys working on? Let's get the icon out. There we go. Loud and clear. Thank you, Justin. Gotta find the Mini Comet to this thing. Oh, here it is. Mini Comet. There we go. Gotta open up the other box. All right. Mini Icon. Now we gotta cut this thing open. All right, so let's put this thing here. I have a TB40. I'll be starting. That's awesome. How do you like the quality of the TB40? I've heard some ups and down things on the TB40. This thing is tiny. Look how tiny the Mini Icon is. That'll fit in there perfectly. We got some. So now we got to get some alcohol on a paper towel. Always clean your surfaces. I'm running low on alcohol. Oh, well, I dropped it. Been 10 years since you've built a helicopter. Wow. That's great. I like the TB60. I have the TB60. Neighbor. I have a TB60. Great flying helicopter. Just the canopy. The canopy just drives me nuts. I wish Align would just get their canopy together and they would have an awesome machine. The TB40 really does fly good. We need scissors. Yeah, I like the TB60, and I was supposed to get a TB40. I haven't received it yet, so we will see. So let's get some VHB on this unit. Cut the excess off. There we go. Now we're ready to stick it down. The canopy does seem flimsy, I'm sure. For sure, but in the crash, it doesn't matter much. That is very true. They all break in a crash. That's one thing I really like about SABs. There's canopies are carbon. Even on the Mini Comet, carbon fiber canopy, carbon fiber tail boom, very strong. The canopy on the Mini Comet, ridiculously strong. All right, let's make sure we got all that dried off. Running the SRXL2 underneath, made the antenna mounts come out the sides here. Greetings from Germany. Good evening. Well, good morning to you. It's evening here, 7:30, so good morning. All right, so we're going to stick this wires back. Let's see if I can do this and see what I am doing. We're going to stick that guy as far forward as we can because since it comes out the top, the wires come out the top. We don't have a lot of room, so I'm trying to get it as far forward as possible. It'd be better if the wires came out the back, but it is what it is. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Got to do what we got to do. Yeah, a line looks like carbon fiber, but they're not. It's just a fiberglass painted black because the TB60 was the same way. I thought it was carbon fiber. It's not carbon fiber. Let me turn this down. I don't know if you guys are hearing me twice. Hello, Toby. How are you? Thank you for that package, by the way. It's awesome. Gonna put it to use whenever I get. I had to put a new ESC in that little Flywing F450. I still haven't flown it. All right. So we have our SRXL2 wire, and our tail servo is this wire. We still have to put the ESC in this thing. Hello, Gary from Australia. Wow. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Do you guys want to see a sneak peek of the RS7? We can kind of jump around here. Can't wait to build that next. Yeah, you're going to love the Mini Comet, dude. It's awesome. Mini Comet's a great, quick build, too. Such a great build. Cool little helicopter. Very simple because it's direct drive. So, I mean, it's just such a simple little helicopter. Very tight for getting all your wires and everything in here, but awesome little machine. Okay, I hear you. I'll get it out. So I started building it last night, and the build video number 1 will come out tomorrow. Yes, Chris, those are all. The Mini Comet is a speed helicopter. I mean, you could do full 3D with them. They'll do everything, but yeah, they're basically designed for speed. All right, there you guys go. We're running an old motor in this thing, ready to put the servos in it. Got to put the skids on it. Massive main shaft. You need a long motor shaft. It's got an old Quattro 45 3500 kV I stuck in there just for now because I'm going to put a X Nova in it sooner or later. But for now, this motor will work to get me flying. The big Comet is taking up all of my money. That thing is crazy expensive, but it's almost done. But yeah, the RS7, great looking helicopter. They went above and beyond on a lot of the parts. Massive head, 15 millimeter main shaft, 8 millimeter tail shaft. It's definitely a lot to build. You have a lot of little screws. It's not like an SAB build at any means, but the fit and finish is perfect. I mean, everything fit together. Your arms snug right onto your blade grips. Your thrust bearings are already built in, so it's a bearing, thrust bearing. So a very simple head design. You have a teeter-totter right here in the middle. Very smooth. Looks good. Thick carbon. Nice battery latch tray system. My only complaint is canopy. Portugal. Oh, hello. How are you, Roberto? I have a question. A T-Rex 450L or an Oxy 3, which one do you like most? So the 450L is a good helicopter in its day. Oxy 3, great helicopter too. I have an Oxy 3. I don't have a 450L anymore. Both are great. A line's been around a long time. Oxy, not exactly sure what's going on with them, but I heard some ups and downs. So honestly, I would not buy either one of them, and I would look at either a RS4 or I would look at a M4 or the TB40 are the 3 helicopters I would say to go with over a 450L or an Oxy 3. Goose Sky really makes a good-looking helicopter. They do. They did a good job on this. For their first 700, there is definitely some room for improvement. That is something that I will say, and, I'll go over all that in the after overview video that I do. They could definitely do some improvement, but they did a great job so far. I got a question. Really makes good. Yes, they do. Yes, that was cool. Does anyone know where I can get a V-Bar Neo for my Raw 700? So V-Bars right now are extremely tough to get. The Neo is no longer made, and only the Evo will be going from here forward. So I would say just pre-order one now and get yourself on the list. You'll have it very soon. There's nothing wrong with the Evo. I fly Evos. I got them in multiple helicopters. I can show you a whole stack of them that I have. Let's see. Good evening, Mark. Oops, I'm building a 450L. Nothing wrong with the 450 at all. It's a great helicopter. It's older. If you're in the market to buy one right now, those would be my choices. Nothing at all wrong with the 450L. Or like Toby says, yes, the raw 420. Of course, that's my favorite. But you know I got both. So we'll set the Goose Sky RS7 aside, and I'll grab both of them so you can see some differences. Hello, how are you? Hold on. Give me a second. So, of course, you have your Goose Sky RS4 Venom, RS4 Venom, I can't even speak, and your raw 420. Very similar helicopters. A little bit difference in price here, but they're all just everything on the market today you can't really go wrong with. Goose Sky has made a huge name for themselves, but of course SAB has been around and SAB will continue to be around. So if you have the little bit extra that it runs to build an SAB, build that one. Let's see. Yeah, the TB40, like I said, the TB40 is definitely a great looking helicopter. I have not flown one. I haven't built one. I haven't even seen one in person. So I have no comment on the TB40 whatsoever on what it is, isn't, what it could be. Not sure yet. Thanks. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully the TB40 proves me wrong. I did hear some issues with the tail. So we have to get the ESC out because with the Mini Comet, it's a Hobbywing 60, but they decase it. What would take over from the Goblin 380? What do you mean, Gary? What would take... Like, would I pick a Goblin 380? I look forward to it too, Justin. I hope, I'm supposed to get one, so we'll see. If I don't end up getting one, I'll end up buying one sooner or later. A Line 550X or Goblin 580. So my choice is going to be Goblin 580. 550X, great machine in its day. Nothing, and I mean nothing, flies as good as the Goblin 580. The raw 580 is an incredible machine. It's hands down my favorite machine. And it's an extension of your fingertips at all times. Such a little ESC. So tiny. So this guy's got to go this way. And we have to force these wires, which we'll pull this back out after we wire this up. And we'll have to, of course, shorten these long battery wires. These things are huge. Oh, yes, they don't sell the 380 anymore. Unfortunately, you guys seen my 380 builds. I love my 380. It's fast. It does what its job is supposed to do. So if you want something to replace the 380, then I would definitely get a raw 420. Now, it's not a full fuselaged helicopter like the 380 is, but it is still a great looking helicopter. Is the Mini Comet? No, Mini Comet is not a helicopter to learn on. I mean, you could learn on any helicopter. Let me rephrase that. You could set any helicopter up to fly the exact way that you want to, but the Mini Comet is small and it's fast. It's very quick, 5,000 RPM head speed. It gets moving. So if any little incorrections or mess ups, you'll put a Mini Comet in. And if you're practicing speed flying, it gets small really quickly. So my 420, yes, Toby, your 420 is definitely better to learn on than a Mini Comet. Definitely better. I'll find a little pair of needle nose. Get this wire. Like I said, there ain't much room here at all. It took me a little while to get mine wired up. I'll feed this through here. You're welcome. So if you guys ever wondered when I wire a helicopter, this is exactly how I do it. I lay everything out. Don't mount nothing except on my flybarless unit. I figure out where every wire is going to go. I mark them, and then I will take it all back apart and crimp, cut new ends on it, heat shrink them, and all of that. So this is so we got a tail servo, our 3 cyclic. So this will be servo 1, 2, and 3 on Icon. So 1, and then we have to run this servo. We'll have to flip the wire, run it down. This will be servo 2. And this one here will be servo 3. So we got to kind of line these guys like this. Make this little junction. We'll have to cut a bunch of wire off because that is a lot of wire. And then we have our throttle. And throttle is going to go right into channel 1 here. So that'll be channel 1. And then SRXL2 is going to go back here, so we'll have to cut some more of that off too. Let's see, where's negative? So it's going to go this way. Yeah, it's going to go just like that. So we'll have to shorten these because our goal is to keep this as tight as possible because we don't have a lot of room. Yeah, we don't have a lot of room. So we got to keep this junction curve over as tight as we can possibly get it. If you guys are going to build a Mini Comet, highly, highly recommend go with a regular Icon 2, not an Icon 2 Mini. You don't need the Mini. They are selling a used Oxy 3 with mini parts or a new T-Rex 450, but I never put together a kit. Oh, so you can get a Oxy 3 built is what you're saying? If you can get one built, I got one. It's a great helicopter. It's an older build style, you know, old Icon. I would say go with the Oxy, but I don't know where, are you in the US or are you in a different country? Because depending on where you are, what I would do before I said pick yes or no to either one, okay, with Icon. So Google and see what parts availability is. Yeah, the 470 was a great helicopter. I sold mine, but it was such a fun helicopter. Never had a problem with it. The 470 was very controversial about the tail performance and the issues with the tail. I personally didn't have a problem with it. My tail was always perfect. It never gave me an issue. All right, servo 4 is right here, so that'll be rudder. And then our 456, which is going to be telemetry because the 60 does provide telemetry. So that's going to go there. So actually we don't have to shorten the rudder lead because that'll just fall down nice. So we only have to shorten the 3 main and the SRXL2 lead because we don't want that wire to hit into the belt down there. So for right now, we can just move the SRXL2 out of the way. We don't really technically need it. We'll have to run our throttle under our main servo and jump it into this lead. And then on the front of the little hobby wing here, there's a little 456 pin right there because this is a hobby wing. So we can get telemetry. I still don't know exactly what this pin was for because it comes out of next to it as a 4th wire, so I'm not sure. Do you guys know what that wire is for? I don't. Let me grab a marker. So let's start marking. What are you guys working tonight? Well, thank you guys for joining on the live. I know I was going to start doing lives more often. I just haven't done it. Every free minute that I get, I'm doing builds. How do we do super chats? Toby, I have no idea. I really don't know. Hold on, let me see. Chat filter, communications. I don't even know if I can. Let's see. I can put a heart, but I don't think I can do super chats. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look into that. I plan on... Looks a little small for the... Do you guys want to see the turbine? Let me know if you want to see the turbine. What's the best way I can get advice for you throughout the year? Can I donate to your channel? Yes. Gary, I have 2 different ways you can donate and support the channel. I have Patreon and I have PayPal. I have multiple levels of Patreon. The lower level is $5. It goes all the way up to $50. That is a monthly subscription. So if you would like to help donate or support the channel, you can do it for 1 month, 2 months, however you want to do it. It supports me. It helps the channel with building all this kind of stuff that we build. YouTube doesn't pay that much money, if you guys don't know that. YouTube does not pay anything. So you get paid like $1 or $2 on a video. So let me grab the turbine build. But if you want to do that, then you can do that. Or I have PayPal, and you can donate with PayPal. All right, are you guys ready to see the turbine? Yes, buy a beer at Urcha. Frank, are you going to Urcha? All right, are we ready? There you go. There it is. it is. SAB Raw 700 Nitro converted to a turbine. We're running the Zukoi. .45 custom-made front mount at the exhaust. It's not done yet. We just got to this stage. I had to cut and modify the fan housing. So it's been clearance to fit around the turbine here. I am going to cut a carbon fiber plate to house the fuel pump so we can run the fuel pump in here. And then I had to clearance the bottom of the mount here so that way, because on the turbine, whenever they put the exhaust shroud in, it was kind of crooked a little bit. So the other side was rubbing, so I had to clearance that side there. And then everything works. The rest of it will be standard. So the fuel tank will be here. And then in the back, we will be running a UAT tank. And then my other plan, my hope, what the heck, wow. Yeah, turbine-powered Raw 700. This is a build for a buddy of mine. And he came to me with this idea, and I said, sure, let's do it. So we are doing it. But crazy helicopter. I don't know if he's in the chat or not. I don't know if he wants me to even say his name of his helicopter. But great guy. Anyway, so he said, let's do it. Let's build it. Let's do something different. I said, I'm down for it. But my future plan is to make a carbon fiber bottom hatch, because the canopy will cover up to here. So the canopy lays out and all of this is hidden, right? But the bottom is still just open. So the bottom just doesn't look, and I scratched all this, so it's going to get repainted, the mount, but I have to drill and tap 2 mount holes because the mount, it's not screwed into anything. It's just clamping the turbine right now. So I'm going to drill through here, drill and tap it. Once I get that done, I would like to design and make a carbon fiber hatch. Yes, Frank, it's pretty cool. I think I sent you pictures on Facebook, didn't I? Pretty sure I sent you pictures of the build when I started it. Yeah, very cool helicopter, something different. Normal Raw 700, but with a turbine in it. And then also, here, let me grab these. So we also designed and printed, oh shit. I designed and we printed these 90 and 45 degree fittings. So these are just temporary. They were just drawn up real quick because we're trying to decide what we liked. So these, we can get them made. There's a company that makes these out of metal. And they would basically go like that. So you would have a 90 degree exhaust out. I think the 45 looks the best. So my personal opinion, the 45 exhaust deflection looks the best. What do you guys think? What looks better? The 90 or the 45? Here, I'll put the 90 on the other side. 90 on this side. Yeah. All right, 90 on one side, 45 on the other. Yes, 45, 45, 45. Yeah, that's what I think. I think the 45 looks the best. But we're going to get them made out of metal. So I just wanted to design a couple of them up, 3D print them, just so we can kind of get an idea. Because I just think that the straight out pipes, it doesn't look completed. It needs something else. But it runs a standard RPM sensor, just like a Nitro. Standard RPM sensor. The computer, it does have a full computer that we'll have to put somewhere. There's going to be a lot of wiring on this helicopter. Like the most wired helicopter I have ever done. But there is a full build video coming, and it will be coming very soon. I've already, part 1 pretty much is almost done. I want to get some more work done on it. I still have to tension the motor belt. Jeff Mayo, good evening. Looks great so far. Thank you, Jeff. I'm surprised you came to watch the live. I know your buddy over there should be going live at some time, doesn't he? And Jeff knows who I'm talking about. Inside joke for everybody wondering what I'm even talking about. So now we're back on the Mini Comet. We get distracted a lot. If you guys want to see any other helicopters, just let me know. How tight should you run your main belt? That depends on the helicopter. You should run it tight enough it can't slip, but not tight enough where it breaks. There's a fine line when tightening. I'm trying to figure out what helicopter I have that I can show you a belt tightness on. Hold on. Let me find something. I'll grab my raw 580. Hold on. Raw 580. All right, let's see if we can see this. Raw 700. Nitro? Okay, so it'll be the same. Jeff is awesome. He helped me so much by answering our question building my first heli, which was New Sky RS4 Venom. Thank you, Chris. I'm glad I was able to help you. All right, so your nitro is going to be the same as an electric. All SABs are pretty much the exact same on the motor tightness. So I don't know if we can see this here, but it's hard. You see, you want about an eighth of an inch of play. You want it to feel squishy, but you don't want it to feel so tight that it sounds like a guitar when you're playing it. And another way to tell your tail belt too is look inside after your first couple flights and see if you have belt material down in here. If your belt's too tight, you get a lot of material down built up around the belt. You'll get it around the pulleys, especially on the tail. You'll get a lot of material around your actual tail belt pulleys, your idler. So that's a way to tell. You want it to be tight, but not super tight, if that even makes sense. Ugh. I wish I would have known because I just built the raw 700 Nitro and I just packed it up and sent it to the customer. It was another buddy of mine. But it's already on its way, or I could have shown you belt or a motor belt tightness would be. Actually, we could. How about we do the turbine? I have to tension the belt anyway, so let's do that. Let me grab that again. What's the best deal on 2200 lipos for the Laperior Air 6S 2400s? Hands down, best deal. Great batteries. I've been thoroughly impressed with them. rcbattery.com. Now that you have a V control, are you all in with Mikado? Frank, no. I mean, yes. I'm not affiliated with them, if that's what you're asking. I am not affiliated with them whatsoever. Everything is paid for out of my pocket. But I really, really like the radio system. Really, really like it. It is a great system. And it's super, super easy, simplistic. Let me grab some 2.5. I believe these are 2.5s, right? Yeah, these are 2.5s. Okay. So make sure all your screws are loose on your frame sides. Because you have 3 on this side, and then you have 4 on this side. So just loosen these up. So that way we can slide, because you slide the transmission assembly on this one. And then we want to be able to go after this notch right here in the frame, and we want to go after the transmission notch down inside of here. So let me grab Loctite, and let me grab a longer driver. So I always use this driver. This is an old American, very thick driver. And so what we're going to do is we're going to feel the belt way, way, way too loose. So we're going to slide this into here, and we're going to torque down on it. Okay? And I'm going to feel with my fingers while I'm torquing down. If you can see the movement. All right, let's tighten that. Just see what it feels like. Let's go to the other side now. So once you get one done, I like to flip it and then do the exact same thing on the other side, which is harder to do because there's a plate in the way. So I'll just kind of hold pressure against it and tighten it down. All right, let's feel it. That right there feels about perfect. What's going on, Bob's RC? How are you? So can you see that? Gary, if you can see that. That feels absolutely about perfect. And then let's quickly rotate the head. And we don't want it to skip. So we should be able to hold the clutch bell and grab the head and torque on rotation. And it should not slip, which it doesn't. So that belt tightness is perfect. So now go back through and pull every screw out, Loctite, tighten them back down. Toby said 20. Yes, Superior Air. Here, let me grab one. Hold on. I'll show you. Where are they? Where did they go? All right, well, they're buried in my battery box. But yes, Superior Air 2400 milliamp. Can you please make a PID tail and cyclic tuning video? Yes, Michael, that is already in the work. I plan on doing one for V-Bar and one for Icon. So it'll be 2 different videos. That way I can try to help everybody with V-Bar and with Icon. So don't forget your Loctite. You gotta Loctite them up. I'm running low on my SAB Loctite. Bob's RC, yes, Turbine. Turbine Raw 700. You're welcome there, Michael. All right, torque that one down. We still have to remember that this front one doesn't have the Loctite. Toby, you're welcome. But yeah, Superior Air 6S 2400, or I run the Mania X 6S 2400. So those are the 2 packs that I run in my 420. Torque that one down. Now let's pull this one back loose so we don't forget no screws. Forgetting Loctite is a terrible, terrible thing. I usually don't even tighten screws unless I Loctite them, just so I don't forget. There's nothing worse than a screw coming loose on your helicopter. Torque it down. All right, let's rotate this thing around. And let's do the other side. So we'll start with the front one since it's loose. These Theta servos, they've been going good. I had a problem with the Ross 580 Nitro at first, but now I was skeptical, but it's not too watery like most. Yeah, Frank, the SAB Loctite is amazing. It's all I use now. I don't use any other Loctite but SAB Loctite, SAB retaining compound. I've got I buy 3 or 4 of these at a time. It's awesome. The gel doesn't run everywhere. It holds I've never had a screw back out, ever. So thank you for your video. You're welcome. I'm glad you enjoy them. Thank you guys for watching, because if it wasn't for you guys, then these videos wouldn't mean anything anyways. Believe Align makes them. You think Align makes the SAB Loctite? That could be possible. I don't know. But I know SAB. I don't know SAB, but I know that they're very picky. So, I mean, who knows? They could. They might make it. It's great stuff. Great, great stuff. Did you guys see the new news with BK Hobbies selling Tron helicopters now? Theta. Oh, you believe Align makes Theta? Maybe. Great servos. I had problems in the beginning on one tail servo getting really, really hot, but it's been good. It's still going in the 580 Nitro. I thought it was going to be a problem, but it's still there. So been putting these and everything. Theta C1s. Great, great servos. I will tell you guys something, though. I know who makes these servos. So these are SAB servos. They are made by Torque. That was great news. Was great news, but was eclipsed by the the dragon theme on V controller. So I took my Torque program box. I'll show you guys, and made those servos communicate on Torque program box. So we got the Torque T box, and we're gonna plug in a battery. I couldn't believe it. Oh, that's loud. Sorry, I was shocked. So we'll do this front one right here. All right, so we're going to plug it in. See? It is made. Now, look, we could change frequency. We go 760. Hit enter. And we can actually adjust. Oh, well, I didn't want to do that. Look at that. You can actually adjust the Torque servos. Isn't that, or not Torque servos, SAB servos that are made by Torque. So what did I say? Isn't Torque made by, so Straight Bird, I don't know. I know that Torque and KST and a couple other servos were all made in the same area. But I believe now Torque has branched off into their own area. I believe they're their own company now, but who knows? Exactly, Bob's RC. So a lot of people, even with lipos, you guys don't like lipo everything. MKS, KST, Torque, SAB, Fataba, Theta, Savok. They're all made. There's only like 2 or 3 manufacturers, 4 manufacturers. They're all made in the same factory, and then they just put their names and stamps on them. If you take a KST servo apart and you take an MKS servo apart, they look identical. Matt said, oh my God, a random on my Protos 380s, good servos. Yeah, I've had these on my Fireball forever. And they're in my Mini Comet, my other Mini Comet. This one isn't mine. My Mini Comet is this one. My Mini Comet is in the black and red scheme. Can you briefly explain what happened with your own PM4? You hinted a bad experience, but I missed what happened. Wait, the DS12C? Yes, Matt. These servos are programmable with a Torque program box. You can change the frequency and you can center them with the regular T-box. I didn't know that. All right, so hold on. All right, so you guys want to know, we need your help in Heli World. What do you need, Gary? All right, so Frank, back to your question. OMP hobbies. So I was going to, well, I did. I had somebody reach out. I had a guy named Jonathan who I've done a couple builds for, and he said, hey, will you build my M4? And I said, sure. I didn't charge him anything for the build. I said, I'll use it for content. So I opened the box, and the canopy was destroyed. Not only was the canopy destroyed, but the tail shaft was bent. The, what's it called? There was another issue. Oh, the frame sides had to be drilled out. A couple little issues, but the canopy was the big issue. So I contacted the owner, who then contacted the place it was purchased from, which was A Main Hobbies. They said, hey, we have no parts in stock. I can't get anything to replace them. He said, okay, no problem. He'll just buy a new tail shaft, there was something else that had to be replaced, and he ordered every part from Anything Heli. So me and him talked about it. He sent a message to OMP directly, never got a response. So finally, after a little while, me and him talked about it, and I said, hey, I'll make a Facebook post just simply because I want other people that have had same issues. And at that point in time, I got like 3 or 4 or 5 different messages from other people, and they said, hey, I got these problems, I got this problem, my canopy's destroyed, this, that, and the other thing. I simply made a post and said, this was my experience with the build. These were the issues that I ran into, and they immediately went to bashing me. Immediately. So they went, Jonas, all them, they started bashing me. They started, calling me names. All the team pilots jumped on board, going on and on and on, and the issues were never resolved. So I have a helicopter that's technically not even mine, that is going to a customer who is trying to get a brand new helicopter, and what he gets in return is a helicopter with drilled out frame sides, replaced tail shafts, and a busted up canopy, and they did absolutely nothing about it. So it left a very, very bad taste in my mouth, and it made it to the point to where after all the bashing, the name calling, the way the team pilots represented the company, and then I started seeing the exact same thing on other people's posts. So some guys that don't have a lot of information, don't have a lot of knowledge, people that maybe have never built a helicopter before, they would post or say, hey, I ran into this issue, or this isn't right, or this is bent, or my servo's hitting, which was another thing. Tail servo would hit. And it was just, they would go on and on. Jonas would bash them. This guy would bash them. They would make fun of them. And it's just not the way I personally see representing the hobby and the way we should be as, quote unquote influencers. It's just not right. So that is why I personally will no longer support OMP hobby. I no longer, promote them or recommend them, just because of that reason. So then is it worth paying top dollars for servos that they all come? So Michael, It's not that, okay, yes and no. All the servos on the market today are good. It really boils down to actual output specs of the servos. It's almost like LiPo batteries. All your LiPo batteries are made in the exact same factory. And not the exact same factory. There's only like 3 factories that manufacture lithium polymer cells. These companies, it's called A, B, C, D grade, and what they do is A grade goes to one manufacturer, B grade goes to this manufacturer, C grade, and so on and so forth. That's where back in the days when LiPo batteries we used to be called matched and unmatched cells. If anybody knows what I am talking about there, that was the same time frame. So you're getting like these servos, the DS12C, the Torque 508s, the KST 215s. I guarantee you they're all the same. I can almost guarantee. I know these and Torque 508s are identical because they work on the same program box. I don't know if the KST 215s do. I don't have one of those to try it, but I know these do. So I don't know if it's worth it or not. It depends on your helicopter you're building. But I like Data, I like Torque, and I like MKS. Those are my 3 most commonly ran servos. But I do run other brands. All right, now I got all off topic. What am I doing now? Oh, we have to start covering these wires in heat shrink. I gotta find my heat shrink. Make great heli. Thanks for explaining the OMP thing because they make great helis, especially the M4 Max. You're welcome, Mike. So I don't want to say don't buy OMP or you shouldn't buy OMP. If you guys want to support them, support them. You know, I know how much damage can be done from bad-mouthing companies, and that's why I never made a video about it. Because I'm not trying to, hurt their business. I wanted to work with them. I wanted to do videos. I wanted to, promote their products, but they did not want to do that. So that is on them. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. But Goose Sky is a great company. I'm not saying they're not, don't have their issues too, but they at least listen to their customers. Oh, almost dropped scissors on my foot. Are you guys going to fly this weekend? You going to fly tomorrow? You have good weather? I don't. I have crappy weather. Cut the heat shrink. So that is how I do it. I mark it, I cut heat shrink, and I just keep working my way through. Thanks for explaining the bummer. And then these servos, I'm going to end up pulling the servos back off. Flying tomorrow. Had a buddy made in his dynamic today. That's awesome, Frank. Mike, flying tomorrow. Straight burn rainy weekend. Goose Sky has to be good if it can stay together for one of Treat's videos. Good old Tariq Sai. Great guy. He's super cool. I never met him in person, but I know many people that actually personally know him, and he is really a great guy. Yeah. I don't know, Bob RC, were you here today? Bob's RC, were you here when I showed a little sneak peek of the RS7? Gary, have you heard of a V-bar silver line with a V-bar satellite on my Raw 700 Nitro locking out on Collective? I have not. I don't know that. So I'm very new to V-bar. I don't know a ton about them. Unfortunately, not yet anyways. Oops, sorry. Knocked you guys out. What was the issue? It just radio locked out? Charge 5 S2 LiPos and hopefully get to fly the 420. That's awesome, Toby. Has the 580 been flying? Are we ready to put an icon in that thing yet? Oh, well, I'll give you a sneak peek. There, Bob's RC. I'm surprised not to see you in that other screen tonight. Did Hybrid not go live? Bam. Goose Sky RS7. Look at the size of the head. Great big comparison. Very smooth. Running a super old Quattrum 4530. All you old timers will remember when that motor came out. Nice thick carbon fiber. The cool thing down here they designed into it was this motor wire. It's not long enough. I'm going to put either an Eco Drift 4530 or an X-Nova, probably X-Nova. But you can run your wires down and clamp your bullet connectors in here, and your battery wires for your ESC go here. Very, very nice. I could pull the canopy out too. So part 1 of the build will be out Monday. I just have to finish editing, which I'll do tomorrow. Let me pull the canopy out so you guys can see the canopy. Canopy is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful canopy. So let's grab the box. Hold on. All right, here is the canopy. There we go. Fiberglass canopy, great paint quality. The paint quality is incredible. Look at that. It did a great job. My only complaint, thin. I would like to see the canopy made out of carbon. But it's thicker than Align canopies, but not by much. And it is paper thin, dude. It's thicker than Align, but it's not that much thicker. And then mine has a bubble out right here, which really sucks. I hate that, but I'll fix it. I'm going to lay some carbon in here. I think I can squeeze it, some tape pressure, squeeze it back in, and then lay some carbon across it. My plan is to run carbon around the grommets to stop it from cracking, and cut a strip and run a strip of carbon along the sides of the canopy, because my worry is in back hurricanes, this is magneted, it's strong, but I'm afraid that it's going to rip off and break right here. Like, wow, RS7 looks great. Thank you. Too hot here, 38 degrees. Wow, that is hot, Gary. What did you say, Toby? I can't get it to run. Had something to do with the last crazy flight when it went crazy. Man, what? Let's rip that thing off and put an icon in it. What epoxy do you recommend for that? So I don't know if you've seen the full video that I posted, but I use either Z-Epoxy finishing resin. Stuff works great, but the only complaint with it is it's colored, so it's not old. This is just, it's colored. So when you lay it down like on white backgrounds and stuff, you get that like epoxy look. Or seriously, it's so nice that someone else just excited about our hobby. We need more of you. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. I try to be excited and hyper. Or I don't even know what I did with it. I have what is that stuff called? I can't even think. Z-Pot? No, that's what I just showed you. Hold on. I'm trying to find it. Here it is. West Systems. This stuff, awesome epoxy. This is super, super old. Had it for a long time. Or any like new style epoxy that has clear resin. It'll look a lot better. So yeah, the canopy looks great. It's just thin. So I think with some carbon fiber, we can make it stronger, make it good. But they are a relatively good price for a 700 size machine. Let's say, Jeff, I'd love to see a video on making V-bar satellite. I've seen, Frank, yes. So I don't know if Andrew is still in here. If Andrew's still in here, Andrew, order that thing so I can make it. We talked about it the other day. You need to order a V-bar satellite or a V-bar Neo, and let's get that thing done and make a video on it, because that's an awesome idea. Brandon, how is the turbine project coming along? It is coming. I have it right here. It looks like a helicopter. Looks like a raw with a turbine in it. No, it's coming along great. Just got the front mounted. I'm waiting on a tap, so I didn't have a 2.5 millimeter. I have 3 through 10. I don't have 2.5. I have a 2, but no 2.5. So I need to drill and tap these mounts here, and I have to start doing the fuel system. I'm going to cut on my CNC a carbon fiber bracket to go here, mount the fuel pump, that way I can line it, and then I'm also waiting on a UAT that I have to make a mount to go back here. It's coming together. Yes, when you look, love hearing turbine. Yeah, it's crazy. I love hearing turbine anything. Yes, when you put it in quickly, it locks out, then comes good. That's why I'll change it to an Evo. Gary, what are you running for power? VEC or ESC? Or I mean, sorry, VEC backup, like receiver, separate power system. Very cool, Jeff. Thank you, Andrew. Are you going to order one of those V-bars so we can make a little satellite? Frank wants to see a video. Have you flown turbine? I've flown turbine aircraft many times. I've never flown turbine helicopters. Yes. All right, get it ordered. They're in stock right now on Mikado. We'll make one for the S2 or S1 or whatever you want to put it in. Mike, thank you so much for your videos. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. I try my best. Sometimes I don't always. Oh, there's another screw holding this thing in. Oh, it actually might be better if we just pull the center out. Yeah, let's do that. Let's leave those screws there. Helly Shed, nice comment. Thank you, buddy. How are you doing over there in the UK? I believe you're in the UK, right? Oh, you guys want to see? I made my first carbon fiber part on my CNC machine. This is a fly barless mount for the Comet, the big Comet. We're going to put the screws back and we're going to pull the whole head assembly off. Any more heli lessons with your daughter? Is she still interested? Frank, Andrew, who is in the chat, so huge thank you to Andrew. Andrew gifted her a Low C Pro Moto. And she has been absolutely in love with the ground vehicles. She won a E-Flight Turbo Timber UMX or whatever that little thing is at our club dinner the other night. So she wants to get back into airplanes, but she does like helicopters. How quick can you get this bad boy? Yes, sir. So yeah, soon I would like to get more lessons with her and in flying, because it's awesome to have young kids get in there. They have an RS4 Legend, RS4 Venom, RS7 Legend. I wonder how quick to come out with an RS7 Legend. Is that RS7 building? No, it is mine, Mike. That is my personal helicopter. The RS7 is mine. Oh, let's pop the linkages. I don't know. It'd be cool. I know, Chris V, that I seen an Easter egg. Oh, if you guys haven't got these little goose guy pliers for like the S1, S2, and micro helicopters, things are awesome. But the best pliers you can get are these things right here. These Lynx pliers. My buddy Andrew sent me a set of these, and he's like, you got to try them. And he sent them to me, and these are the best freaking pliers ever made. These things are zero slop. They're so smooth. They clip on. So if you don't have these, pick them up. Awesome pliers. But back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, so how much to do a build to build an RS7? Toby, you just send me a message on Facebook. You want me to build you one? Anyways, what was I doing? Oh, yes, Chris V. Sorry. I get sidetracked pretty easily. My brain goes at like 1,000,000 miles an hour. I have a little, I don't know if they'll do a Venom RS7, but I do know there's something else coming. And I do know that it's going to be pretty cool. And I do know that it's not huge. And I do know that it should be coming out in a couple, like 6 months. Yes, it does. Yeah, Toby, send me a message. We'll get you an RS7 built. We'll pull these two. The Mini Comet uses 2 and 2.5 screws right here. And they go into lock nuts, and the whole head assembly just pops right off. Try those bigger pliers. Are they too big for the Mini Comet? Jason S. So I can try them on. They're too big for the Mini Comet. They're these are for like 450s and up helicopters, so they just fit right through the hole. I mean, you could technically get it to work, but yeah, these things are awesome on every other helicopter. So look at that. The whole head assembly just pulls right off. Mini Comet's awesome. Helly said, the Mini Comet is a customer's. I do have a Mini Comet, though. It is black and red. I'm actually going to switch it to match the big Comet that you guys cannot see. That's right there. So I have a new fuselage to match it to the big Comet. Oh yeah, what was I doing? Okay, yeah, go back to this. Yeah, if you want me to show you how to use those pliers, I can. I'll find something to use them on real quick. This is why I never get nothing done when I do live streams. I've only done one live stream, so I don't know. This is my second one. Here, we'll use the Comet mechanics. It's pretty bad when the Comet mechanics are the size of the Mini Comet. See? Look at that. Big Comet. All right, so on the Comet mechanics, so here's these pliers. Pops the link right off. When you want to pop them back in, flip it over, use that side, and line it up, pop them right back on. These things are really cool. I just want to know if they're too big. You don't have to pop the joint up. Yeah, it's fine. The mechanics on the Mini Comet are getting ready, or the Big Comet are getting torn apart anyways. Yeah, but they're too big for that. I just have a 2200 LiPo, no backup power on my Nitro. Okay, so you have a consistent power speed though. Look at that. Look at that custom X Nova motor. I see the West Hobbies RC in there. Crazy, crazy big power motor. Put these back. The poor TDS is down too. It's all torn apart. All the speed machines are torn apart. Exception of the 380 Speed Heli. It's still together. All right, so we want to pull these wires out. And we have to cut heat shrink for them. So we could actually just throw the heat shrink on this one. I need a little X-Acto knife. We don't want to forget. So this is how I do it on all of them. Do you use a DSMX satellite on the 420 or only bigger? On the 420, I just run a SRXL2. 550s and bigger is when I get into running a additional DSMX satellite. Anything under a 550, I just run a single SRXL2. We'll slide this guy onto here. And we'll put the plug back on. And then we can shrink this thing down. Let me know if you guys can't wait. Awesome. Can't wait to see the Goose Guy comes out with next. I'm excited. I don't know like 100% thing of it, but if you guys watch the Heli Direct Goose Guy factory tour video, there's a little sneak peek teaser in there. I'm excited for it. I can't wait. I'm excited to see what Goose Guy brings out in the future. What was you doing? Oh, my cut. See, I get sidetracked. I get sidetracked like this too when I'm doing my own like builds without a camera going. I start thinking of 110 different things that I want to do. I want to build. I want to fix. My heli fix list is like 2 miles long. Projects never end. Alright, let's do this elevator servo wire. Do you ever tend the leads when crimping or just twist the wire? Sometimes they fray out of it. Mike, no, I never tend the leads because that defeats the point of crimping. When you tend the leads, what happens is when you crimp, you're crimping down and you're smushing into the wire. If you tend them, then you can't smush into the wire. Now, there's nothing to say after you crimp if you tend the actual like the crimp here itself. You could run some solder into there. I've never needed to, but I just after I strip them, twist them, slide them in, and crimp them, and never had one fail. So let me know if you guys want me to start doing lives more often. Like make it like a once every other week kind of thing or something like that. Do more live feeds, live streams. Put this guy back together, even though we're just going to cut all this off anyways. We have to cut it off to shorten. All right, there's the elevator servo. We don't need to do the rudder. We just need to do these two. And we have to make up a wire for telemetry. Yes, more live streams. That would be cool. And sure, live stream, Jeff, always useful content. Appreciate it, Ellie said. Gary, yes. Okay. So you guys want me to do more lives. Bob's RC said yes, like once a week. Mike says yes. One says yes. All right. Gary said yes. So we'll do more live streams. I'll try to do every 2 weeks. Jeff Mayo, definitely yes. All right. So I'll try to do every 2 weeks. That'll be my goal. To do one live stream every 2 weeks. We may do more, may do less. I don't really know yet, but I'll try to do more live streams. All right. Am I going to have to pull these servos back out? Yeah, we're going to have to pull the mount out. I should have done this. That's, yes. Sometimes it kicks me in the ass when I lay wires. What kind of heat shrink do you use for main wiring? No, Mike, no adhesive. Adhesive is a pain in the butt when you go to get, if you have to cut it back off. So I buy it like this. I buy XHF 2-in-1, 164. You don't have to buy this much feet, but I buy 164 feet, and 3/16 is my main size I use. I buy 1/8, ½ inch, and 3/8, I believe. But it's just regular 2-in-1, no adhesive. Bob's like, great. Wow, thanks, Bob. Yeah, 7,000 subscribers. It's crazy. I know you've been a subscriber for a long time. I know Jeff Mayo has been a subscriber since like 500. I know a lot of you guys have been around for a long time. So you can run a SRXL2 and use it. Yes, Chris, you can run an SRXL2 and 2 DSMX satellites at the same time. Best tele channel out there. I appreciate that, Mike. Hand up. At least I appreciate that. You guys, I don't know if you guys understand how much work goes in. I'm sure like Heli Shed knows because he makes videos. I'm sure any of you guys that make videos, know, especially, I work a full-time job. Like, I wish I just did this, but people like that who know me personally, like Jeff Mayo, like Andrew Brooks that was in here, not sure if he's still in here, a couple of you guys that have, talked to me on Facebook Messenger and stuff, I work a ton. Like, I work 50 hours or more a week. I come home, I'm a father, I'm a husband, and then I try to do this. 2 is recommended. Yeah, Bob's RC 2 is recommended. I found with an SRXL2 though, it's just not needed. 2 of them with an SRXL2, it's really not needed. Now, that depends though, on the helicopter. So for example, even my Comet though, my full-size Comet, I ran 1 carbon-safe DSMX satellite and 1 SRXL2. No issues ever. And that helicopter's done 190, I think 192, 194. But yeah, Jeff, likewise. Work for it. I do it for the love of the hobby and to give something back to the world community. But yeah, likewise. 14 hours a day, family, 3 kids. Yeah, holy shit. It's a lot. It's a lot. A lot of people don't. I mean, I don't know, how many, I forget how many subscribers you have. Aren't you over 4,000, 3,500, 4,000, something like that? But YouTube doesn't really pay anything for these videos. So, the support that I have with Patreon, 3K, okay. So that's a good milestone to hit though, 3,000. But YouTube doesn't really pay a lot for these videos. And so, this stuff is expensive. These helicopters are not cheap to build. And I try to bring as much content, as many new helicopters as possible. So with all the support from Patreon, PayPal donations, you guys just sharing, keeping the views up, it helps a lot. Question. When a heli is drifting to left and forward, and the heli balanced already checked, it means only swash plate. Yes. So I would say, is that auto level or non-auto level mode is my question. If it's auto level, then it's an auto level drift. If there's no auto level, then yes, the swash plate is not level. So the perfect way to see if your swash plate is level is to get the helicopter into a hover and do a pirouette. The helicopter stays perfectly still for the most part. You're going to have to correct no matter what. But if it's not like wallowing fishbowl, so when you're doing the pirouette, if the helicopter's not kind of like fishbowling, then the swash plate is perfectly level. If it is fishbowling, their swash plate is out of level. That is the easiest way to check if your swash plate is level or not. Sorry for hitting into you guys again. But yeah, it's a lot of work to do, make videos all the time because it's draining. But I love the hobby. I love doing these videos and helping you guys out. So it's something I really enjoy. One day my goal is to be able to do this full time. That is my ultimate goal. Be able to do videos, build helicopters. If I didn't have to work, Oh, that piece of heat shrink is really short. Oh, does that one go there? Oh, yeah, that one goes here. Damn it. All right, let's try this one. Let's do this. And then, you know, some channels just grow really big, really fast. Hey, that one's short too. What the hell? Let's see, is that going to be okay though? No. All right. Well, I just screwed up. I'll throw these two to the side. They need to be longer. I don't know what I was doing. I do that sometimes. I cut heat shrink the wrong size. Yeah. I just like to, do you tend to batteries to a tray or use batteries? Mike, so for a while, I was just putting the batteries on the trays. So like I would double side tape them to the tray, and that was the battery for that helicopter. I have a ton of batteries. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but I have a literal ton of batteries. So I was just getting batteries for each helicopter. But what I started using is this stuff called Umi Grip. And that stuff is freaking awesome. If you have not used it yet, let me know. I can show it to you. But that stuff, no Velcro. You stick it to your tray and you reuse it over and over and over again. Awesome, awesome stuff. Yeah. Wait, hold on. I got lost. Oh, yeah. It might be something with auto level because Swash Plate is already checked with leveler. Yeah. So I would say, what flybarless unit are you using? I would do a calibration on auto level. Videos are extremely time consuming. Yes, Chris, they are. They are very time consuming. Expect like the RS7 Part 1. I'm in. You know, it's only like a 35-minute build video, but it's taken me 5 hours of videoing, setting up, and then let alone editing. Editing's even more time. I like what you did with the raw 420 trays with the connectors so you can reuse. Oh yeah, I did that with the 500 trays. But yeah, you can do the same thing on the 420. Yeah, that way you can just reuse them. But let me grab that Umi Grip. Any TV review. So I was supposed to have a TB40. It was supposed to already be here, but I never received it. So I am probably going to end up just purchasing one. I just have to wait a little bit till after I'm done with the Comet build. So this stuff is called Umi Grip. So Umi Grip, sticky, reusable, awesome, awesome stuff. Jeff, how's that beauty jet cat heli coming along? Big project. I'll show you 1 second, heli shed. So, well, trim your heli is different. No, okay. So what he means, what I mean by trimming, not with the trim tabs. You have to trim like heli shed just said. You have to actually trim with the calibration. Depending on the flybarless unit, you can calibrate it and level the helicopter. So let me know what flybarless unit you're using. Yeah, heli shed. I'll show it to you in a second. It's coming along great. I want to pick up my crawler with an Align 470 and fly it to a hilltop. Definitely would be hard. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Chris V said I would like 20 subs, but just started. It's tough. I enjoy sharing what I do have. Yeah, it's all right. So here's my tip of, okay, icon. Sorry, I'm jumping back and forth. So you're going to go in. I have a full video. Go back on the channel a couple videos ago and go watch the auto level setup. So you're going to go into the icon. You're going to go into auto level. You want the helicopter to be perfectly level, and you're going to hit auto level, which calibrates it. So try that, and then let me know how that works. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So you started a channel, Chris V. That's awesome. I encourage everybody, if you guys want to start a channel, go for it. I started this channel with 0 subscribers. You know, there was 0 when I started. Brand new channel. And I just started posting videos that I wanted to post. And it's grown to what it is now. And I'm very thankful for all you guys for subscribing, for supporting. Patreon, PayPal, just regular watching. For everybody that sent me stuff as gifts, as thank yous. You know, it's awesome. I couldn't do any of this without you guys. I would still have the same builds that I have now. Just take longer. Because I've been doing this my whole life. My whole life. Have you noticed a difference between SAB 420 blades and Align 420 blades? I didn't know Align made 420s. I know they make 425s, but I didn't know they made 420s. Yeah, what Helly said, Chris, just be yourself, be authentic, and they will come. If you build it, they'll come. All right, Helly said, I'm going to show you the turbine. Here it is. Zukoi 45, Raw 700. Still got some more custom work to do. Got to do the fuel system. Got to do a UAT in the back. Had to custom make that. Going to make some CNC carbon fuel pump plates. But it's coming along. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, my nose is stuffed up today. I'm going to be at Urcha this year with the team. I just joined Radio Frequency RC. Hopefully you'll be there. Yes, Chris V, I will be at Urcha. I will be at Speed Cup. And I will be there all week. Thank you, Ellie said. It's a customer built helicopter. The guy's awesome. He came to me and said, hey, can you make this happen? And I said, of course. I can make anything happen. I can build anything that you want. All right, so we need to heat shrink this down because we need to put these servos in. So let's get the heat gun. Yes, sir. So I've been doing a lot of work. I don't know if you've seen the custom-made X-Nova motor. So I decided to go all out, and X-Nova made me a 45 or 50XX 510 kV, massive copper windings, massive motor, 4-wire strand into the motor, West Hobbies RC on the top, 16S at 20,000 watts of power. But the issue is now the mechanics won't hold it. So I have the Germans, speed guys, are the fastest guys in the world. They are making me a custom mechanic set, which is why the Comet's pulled apart right now. So once that gets here, it should be here in the next 2 weeks. I will get everything switched over to the new mechanics. There'll be a third member down here to lock the main shaft to the motor to stop the motor from pulling away from the mechanics. And we can get the first test flights on the Comet. Dang, late to the show, but here, just got done hanging the TV on my wall. Hello, Dan. Nice to be here. And then the poor TDS is pulled apart too. Here's the mechanics from the TDS. It looks sad. Both the speed machines are down. TDS is all pulled apart. So the parts will be here soon for the TDS. And got lots of... Can you guys hear me? Am I still good? Hilly said we lost Jeff, or is it my internet? I don't know. If you guys can still hear me or see me, let me know. Lost me? Shit. Yep, good audio. Yeah, so you can hear me? Okay, I didn't know what happened. But here's the, sorry. But here's the TDS mechanics. Got a lot of metal in here. Lots and lots of metal. So after the maiden flight on the TDS, I discovered there was metal shavings everywhere. And I mean everywhere. The whole inside of the helicopter, the motor was covered in metal. There was metal shavings all over this entire thing. I don't know if you can see it down in there, but there's still tons of metal shavings inside the main gear. I got it back home and cleaned it all up. And I noticed there was a lot of up and down play in the main shaft. No, it's still here. So the guy that originally built the helicopter, he installed the bottom bearing block in upside down. So it literally shoved the main shaft through the bottom bearing block and just tore the bearing all apart. So you have to tear it all apart to get to it. I got to finish taking it apart, waiting on the new part to get here. Going to throw new belts in it. It chewed up the tail belt, and we'll get it flowing again. Fly turbine jet. So it'd be awesome. Yeah, Chris, I fly turbine jets too, but never helicopters. Yes, and then Urcha this year, we will have a Diablo. So there will be a Diablo at Urcha this year too for the Speed Cup. So we got some cool speed builds. Diablo is an awesome helicopter. Yeah, turbines are awesome things to fly. I've never flown a turbine helicopter. I'm excited. What was I doing? Oh, grabbing my heat gun. You guys didn't remind me. I need a heat gun. Hold on. All right, we got to shrink. All right, got the heat gun out. Do you know if it's big okay? Do you know if it's big okay if I use 380 blades on an OPM4? Yeah, you can use 380s on an M4 with 385s. You're only talking a 10 millimeter difference in actual disc diameter, but it'll work. It will work. Totally fine. Yes, Corey, totally fine. We have to shrink this down. So if it gets loud for a second, I apologize. We're going to get these shrunk down. I start at the base, push down. It gets hot too. Let's hear it roar. Yeah, the heat gun's gonna be roaring. Oh, see, that's what you don't want. You don't want the heat shrink to move. Usually, I don't want my Comet to get hot either. Ah, that's hot. Ah, that's hot. All right, now we can get it to shrink and stay. I like to shrink these on low, so that way I don't run the risk of melting the wires, which I've never done, but just in cases of. Flip it over. If I do it on high, it shrinks it really fast, but then you run the risk of hurting all the wire inside. Okay, then we'll just leave it forward, set it back into place, and curve it so it can cool. Yeah, Frank, that was pretty funny. What was it? Are your hands made of carbon fiber? They could be. They look like they're carbon fiber. My hands are very, very tough. My wife tells me all the time, like if we're messing around or I'm tickling her or my daughter or something, she's like, you gotta stop. Your hands are made of steel. Cleanest build on YouTube. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that, Jason. Your hands made of carbon. I got a Goose Sky S1 and thinking about getting an S2. Are they different to have them both? Are they pretty much the same? They are completely different. Two completely different sized helicopters. I can show you a size comparison if you want. Have you ever tried the SAB spiral wiring protection stuff? It was on my Comet. I took it off, but it does work. I had to laugh when a Facebook scammer tried to sell some of your builds. Yeah, I know. It was absolutely crazy. Yes, Gary, you can PM me. Are you on Facebook? This guy will tell you to buy every heli you ask about. No, you can get whatever helicopters make you happy. The S2 is a lot bigger than the S1. It's twice the size. Twice the size. But it's because, Corey, I love every helicopter. Like, I can't pick and choose. I just love the hobby. I love the helicopters. There is no bad helicopter today. Unless, there's a couple, but you gotta have them all. They're like Pokemon. Heck, get 30. Yeah, get 30 of them. Shit, I've got 30 something, 5, 40. I don't even know. I lost count. I can't keep count of all my helicopters. You guys enable it though. You guys are like my drug dealer. You enable me in my addiction. It's all with love though, so it's okay. I'm not on Facebook. Okay, Gary, send me an email at westhobbiesrc@hotmail.com. It's linked in every video description as well. So just send me an email and we'll go that way. Are you sour? Mike, no, I'm not. I would try an M7. It depends. Of course, I'm going to have to purchase that completely out of pocket. But we'll see. I would definitely like to try one. And I hope, after I get the Comet done, because the Comet is sucking every life of dollar out of me. After the Comet's done and the Diablo's done, the 2 speed machines, then I really don't have any other like high dollar builds. So just a couple like finishing things. I'll think about getting. Yeah, Corey, I greatly appreciate it. You know, you guys are awesome on Patreon. Thank you so much. Roughly, how many birds do I have? 40 something? 30, yeah, I think Corey's right. 38, 40. You guys want to see them? You want to see the mess in my garage? I'll show you. I'll show you behind the scenes of what you normally see. You just let me know. I'll show you the behind the scenes. Oh yeah, don't let people see you move servos by hand. People have a heart attack. And they all fly. Yes, let's see them. Yes, they all fly. Well, I mean, not all of them. There is a couple that are not flying. If it's 40 helis, count the crashed ones. If it isn't 40 helis, yeah. Sloping into the corner. All right, I'm going to take you guys off of the tripod. So hold on 1 second. Oh, sorry. All right. Yes, please. Yes, please. All right, so this is, of course, the table. You guys know of the table. The big Comet is here. It lives right here unless I'm doing actual filming, and then it goes on the floor. Of course, we cut the tail off of it. So we are going to start. We'll just start going. All right, so that's my boat corner and junk corner. So that's where my boats live, and then a bunch of other random crap just gets stuck in there. So if we come over to here, is a couple helicopters. We have the OG Goblin 700, the TB60, old school T-Rex 700 flybar, brand new, only been flown once. Old school T-Rex 700 Nitro that was donated to me. I need to get that thing flying. T-Rex 600 flybar airframe and a FBL fully flying. What I'm going to do is I'm going to strip all the electronics and engine out of this airframe and put it into that one because that one is in perfect, new, updated. Oxy 3, there's a space missing there. I have my CNC machine down here for cutting all my carbon fiber parts. Little scale heli that it's a friend of mine's. I got to fix it. I got all the airplanes here. Airplane canopies hung up there. Airplane there. I got airplanes on the top rack. Those are like wings and big fiberglass ARFs. And then motorcycle. Other Comet. My new Spectre 700 that I just picked up. And then I got this table, which is a T-Rex 500. That is a, guys, I got to finish. Crack 700. 12S Raw 580. A 650 Dominator build that I guess I'm not building anymore. I don't know. It's going back. Diablo. Canopy and parts for the OG 700. This is a brand new XL 380 kit. There's 2 more kits under there. There's a big scale heli in this box. Brand new 32X. All of my V-bars. Axon's Spirit. More airplanes. TDS canopy. Goblin Speed canopy. More airplanes, more parts. Up here is all the little guys like the Nano Infusion 180s up there, Fusion 180, S2, S1, M2, Blade 150, 8S 380 monster build, Mini Comet, and then 230 micro heli build, Fireball 300X, CFX, Oxy 5, 6S 580, Nitro 580, Puma 700. Mechanics there. 420, RS4, Goose Sky S7, turbine build. And then this room here, this is a closet that goes from that wall all the way under my staircase. And that is stacked full of kits. There is a bunch of helicopters and stuff in there. So much stuff in there. So yeah, lots of helicopters everywhere. Lots and lots of stuff. So let's get you back on. Sorry for shaking you all around. Let's see. Yes, please. Let me look at you. You know, the table. Yeah. Thanks, TV60 gang. Oh, Spectre 700. Please make a build video. So it is already built. I got it that way. But I will show. I just put servos in it. It was already built. All I had to do was throw servos in it and an FBL. But I will make flight videos on it. Oh, I missed this one by Alan. Did you try the other tail ratio gear to increase tail authority on the Mini Comet? No, never had to. This is the guy. I appreciate it, Corey. Thank you. Yeah, Ellie said it is awesome. Lynn, thanks. You're welcome. My God, that's awesome. Yeah, I've got helicopters everywhere. And if it makes you feel any better, this is just my house garage. Does that make you feel any better? I have 2 storage sheds stacked full of helicopters and airplanes. These are just my main helicopters. All right, so we need to shrink this guy down and run this wire. So let's see, this way, go back. Yep. Shove it all the way in there. All right, heat gun. Are you going to do a build video conversion of the vintage gas heli? Yes, Dan, I am going. Oh, I didn't even show, I forgot to show you that one. Hold on, I got to take it back. I forgot a helicopter. Thank you for reminding me. See, I forget I even have it. I forget I even have it. It's up there. Thunder Tiger Raptor 50 and a AS355 fuselage. Flybarred, all original Thunder Tiger helicopter. All right, now I can put you back. But yes, Dan, I am going to do a conversion on it. Lifetime of love for the hobby. Yes, I have been in this hobby my entire life. Mike, what do you think on the Puma 700 on 6S? That opinion is like I think of every 700 on 6S. It depends on your flying style. Oh shit, I forgot the head wasn't bolted on. It depends on your flying style. Great helicopter on 6S if you're just doing nothing but hovering and very light 3D. Anything more, it is a amp and battery killer. It pulls 250 plus amps on 6S. If you're really hard on it, 12S is honestly the best thing. What else did I see? Oh, heli shit, Jeff. All of my helis have names and all girls. No, mine don't really have names. Like I'll make fun, like the Monster 380 kind of thing, or like the world's fastest helicopter, the Comet Project. But I don't really name anything else. And I have a couple airplane names. Frank, Jeff, what age did you start seriously? So I started flying airplanes at 2 years old. And I got into helicopter. So I got a GMP Cricket. I started messing around at like 6 years old. Got out of it for a little while. Of course, couldn't afford it when I was young. And then at, let's see, about 10 or 11, I got my first Blade CX coaxial helicopter. And that's how I learned how to hover, fly around figure eights. And then I moved to a Blade CP. And then I moved to a T-Rex 450. Now, by that time, I was like 14 years old, 13 years old. And I've just been flying ever since. I did quit flying helicopters for about 5 years right before I started the channel. So I took a 5-year hiatus from helicopters and stuck with just airplanes. And now I'm back with helicopters. Yes, Heli Shed, I've been flying my entire life. Joe, do you fly full-time? No, I have a full-time job. This is just what I do on my time off. I wish I could fly full-time. I really wish I could. I'm going to be here for about 10 more minutes, guys, and then I have to go lay the little one to bed and walk all the dogs and do the regular life stuff. But let's shrink down this wire. Let's get this shrunk down. Yeah, I started on a Cox Lazy Bee foam airplane with an 049. FPV, I have never done FPV on a helicopter. It'd probably be pretty fun. So thank you guys, 41 people here. So thank you guys for being here and spending this last, what have we been on here, an hour and a half almost. So thank you guys. I got to figure out how to do the super chat. All right, I'll figure that out before the next live stream. Still have to run a wire for telemetry. But now we have to quickly get this to twist. Oh, damn it. I might have to heat it back up because I won't want it to be all crooked. I'll tell you a run game for Heli, but FPVGs, I'd fall over. You know what's funny is I've got 2 run cams. Yeah, I'll show you in 1 second, Dan. Let me just get this before it cools off too much. Then I'm gonna have to reheat it no matter what. I've got 2 run cams and I've never used them. Ooh, that's hot. Ooh, that's hot. That's hot. Okay. See, and then when I'll come back real quick. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. If you join Patreon, Gary, you can also message me right there too. So now look how clean that is. That'll look perfect. This little guy will get tucked over here. I still don't know what this little wire is for. Just like that, we'll run 1 more line for telemetry, single line, run that under there. It's coming together. Strap one on your Comet valve. Yeah, but then I need to, but then I lose speed. After I make the mile per hour that I'm going after we break 205, which is my goal, 206, 210, then I don't know if that's possible, but my goal is 205. Once we break that number, we set the record. I don't care what we do. We can put cameras all over it. What was I going to do? Oh, heat shrink rolls. Sorry. Damn. So I buy these. I buy 164 feet at a time. You don't have to buy that much, but I use 3/16 the most. 2-in-1 non-glued heat shrink. So for all your regular wires, 3/16 more than enough. And then I also use, this is 3/32 for single wires. So this is really, really small heat shrink. Tiny little heat shrink. This is if you're doing like a single wire or splicing. Good to go. Nice build. Yeah, and then I buy 1/2 inch. I buy 3/8. I do have this stuff, which is 3/8, 3-in-1 with the glue in it, and I'll use this to like junction pieces, but I won't use it because if you have to cut it back apart, this stuff sucks to cut back apart. That glue really holds. You're on. Strap one to your Comet, yeah. Yeah, Gary, if you join Patreon, I'll get a message if you join, and I'll get notified, and we can talk on there too, so you don't have to email me or anything like that. And then the zip ties on this guy, which we're not going to put in yet, but they will go this way. Yeah, oh, that's backwards. They will go like this. Yeah, but honestly, on the Mini Comet, I don't even use zip ties for the ESC because that ESC isn't going anywhere. Like that thing is in there very, very firmly. Thank you, Corey. I try. Cool doing it now. Thank you, Gary. But yeah, we got to solder on the bullet connectors, and we got to get the 6S battery. The Mini Comet, it's so tight to wire everything into here, to get it all in there. Such a cool little helicopter. What was I going to show you? I was going to show you something. I don't remember what I was going to show you. What was I going to show you guys? Oh, sorry, Dan. I buy off Amazon. I buy all my heat shrink off Amazon. I'm going to show you something, and I forgot what I was going to show you. Amazon has the rolls. Yeah, $20 for the roll, Corey. So I'm going to be here with you guys for about 2 more minutes. Or send it to me. Jonathan, I told you they're in stock. Jonathan, would you want me to send you more if I showed you 2 of them? Oh, that's another thing I forgot. I got another fireball kit, too. Yeah, see, I got black and red one. This is my personal. Bam. So you don't run a ESC fan on the 420? No, I do not. The main reason, I'll show you right now why I don't. There's not enough room. So if you grab a 420 and we look at it, between where your wires go, I mean, if you shoved your wires onto the side, you could probably do it, but it's not needed. I've built like 24 of these things, and I've never ran a fan on any of them. I'm going to make a video, too, about clear coating canopies, because I think clear coat looks so much better than flat. Love the live chat stuff. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. So I'll make a thing to do it more often so we can all hang out and get to know each other more. You guys can get a list ready, whatever you want to ask me. And we can do builds or bullshit or talk or whatever. I try not to curse on the channel. I try to keep it like very kid friendly. But sometimes I just do. Now we can put the plate back in. There we go. We'll just get this screwed into place so I don't lose nothing when I put it aside and work on it later. Totally get it. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. I hope you guys had a fun little hour and a half, however long we've been on. We've been on for about an hour and a half. A couple more minutes, and then I'm going to get going. I got to go do the dad, husband, doodly stuff. You guys know how it is. I think this live stream is great. Thank you, Corey. Did you get notified from Patreon, Corey, or did you get notified from YouTube subscription? Been a pleasure, Jeff. Thank you for your efforts. Thank you, Helly Shed. I appreciate it. I enjoyed your scale video and your fireball video that you made. That was pretty funny. Such a cool, it's just so tight. So I got to feed this guy back through here, which I'm going to have to pull it back off the servo mounts because I got to feed that one under there and through that little tiny hole right there, which there ain't enough friggin' room for nothing. And then we can get this thing all wired up. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate you guys. If you have any other last questions, ask me now before I leave. Thank you, Corey. Yeah, so I don't list Whirly Bird RC. What a cute. Yeah, it's so small, especially when you compare it to the big Comet. I got notified on Patreon. Yeah, Mike. So I don't list any benefits on Patreon because if you are not in the U.S., if you're in another country, you get charged a VAT tax, value-added tax, and I don't feel like a person should have to pay a tax because they want to help support a channel. So I just don't list it at any benefits, and yes, I do a lot. I try to post a lot. I try to give you guys something. I don't want you guys just to donate and not get nothing. Oops, we lost him again. Me thinks. Ellie Shed. I see you being awesome. Yes, thank you, Notification Gang, and thank you, Patreon Gang. Get notified on both. Work great, Patreon. Oh, yeah, I read that one. Live stream. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. You want to see the size difference before I go? The Mini Comet, the big Comet? Here, I'll take you out because we're about to head out anyways. But I'll give you guys a size comparison. So here is the Comet, and the Mini Comet. It's so cute. Look at that. But you could actually fit the entire Mini Comet in the canopy for the big Comet. You can fit the whole thing in there. All right. Oh, that vape voice. Yeah, got to hit the vape every once in a while. Can't go an hour and a half and not hit it at least once. Where do you get your heat shrink for building battery packs? The heat shrink for battery packs is this stuff. Right here, hold on. So for the big batteries, I use this stuff from SAB. So this is SAB heat shrink. You get it right on the website. I believe BK sells it too. So you can look on BK Hobbies and you will find they have a pack. I think anybody that sells, but I always get it just from BK Hobbies. Or depending on the sizes that I need, I will buy it in rolls like this, all off Amazon. So you can you can measure it and you measure flat ways. So the measurement of heat shrink is always by flat, not by it squished. Also, you want PVC heat shrink. This is PVC. This is what they use on batteries. Regular heat shrink is soft and it doesn't give it a tight squeeze. So the bigger batteries, 6S and bigger, like 5,000, 4,000s, I use the SAB stuff. Every other battery, I just measure it and buy it on Amazon. So thank you guys. I want to thank you so much for watching this live stream. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for all the support. Take care and have a great day.